Welcome back to my show. I just got back from a business trip and I'm glad to be here. The topic for today is envy. Envy is wishing evil to someone and being happy when misfortune befalls them. The Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him, has said, "Be wary of jealousy, for it destroys good deeds, like fire destroys wood." The situations you will be talking about today are about jealousy, insecurities in women, and other situations such as the desire to have, being envy, due to the desire to have things that you don't have. Okay, we're going to start on and just talk about one situation that did happen to a sister who made an appointment with a sheikh to rent a place, a business from another Muslim. So she made an appointment with the sheikh at the masjid, and once they arrived, he had asked the sister, "Is it okay if my wife attends?" And she's like, "Sure, why not?" And then at the beginning of their meeting, after the sister had mentioned that she's looking to rent a place for business, and she wants to pay a brother monthly to use the place, the sheikh, who him and his wife are from Egypt, and the sister's from Palestine, the sheikh's wife had said, "Why don't someone from her country help her? Why do you have to help her?" And I was there at the meeting as well. I would have thought the sheikh would have took his wife to the side and told her, "My lovely wife, the sister is not asking for anything from me. All she is looking for is a brother that has a place to rent, because I know people in the community. So there's no reason why you have to be jealous, for that's un-Islamic. It's not having Islamic character." But he didn't do that. Then at the end, the conclusion of the meeting, the sister called up the sheikh the next day and told him, "I want to know why your wife acted that way." And he said, "Well, she's right. And she's right for being there, but she's not right in the way she acted. That's rude and having bad manners." Okay, then there's another story, actually it happened, where a sister, a brother, a Muslim brother, he asked the sister persistently to send her resume to him. And when she did, his wife texted her a message, "Stop making contact with my husband, as you're ruining our lives." That's funny if you think about it, isn't it? She sent him a resume, and all of a sudden now she's ruining their lives. What a joke. And then she sent an email or text to him, to the brother back, and told him, "I don't want to ruin your life. I don't want to get in the middle of the situation between you and your wife, because it's not my intention here." And then she gets a call from the sister. "Hello, this is so and so there." And the sister said, "Yeah, that's her. I thought I made myself clear to you. Stop making contact with my husband. You ruined our lives. Pretend like he never existed." That's funny. That's just hilarious. There's no reason, sister, to be insecure or jealous. Just because your husband was helping the sister look for a job. That's something to laugh about, isn't it? It sure is. So then she called up the brother and told him, explained to him, why this had happened, and it's ridiculous. And he was embarrassed and shy. He said, "I'm sorry that my wife did that to you." After that, brother was looking for that sister to help her find a job. She no longer continued to make contact. It was rare that they even spoke, because she didn't want to make issues between the husband and the wife. There's no reason for Muslim women to be insecure or jealous. By the way, insecurity has many meanings, but one of them is high sensitivity to jealousy. To close that off, the Prophet, people came up to the Prophet and had asked him, "Who are the best of us?" Prophet may peace and blessings be upon him. They asked him, who are the best of us? And he replied, those who are pious. Oh, actually, he said, those with a truthful tongue and a clean heart. And he asked them, those people asked him, what do you mean by clean heart? He said, people who are pious, pure, do not have hatred, sins, or transgression, hasad, envy. So I want you guys to keep that all in mind, or it's good for us to know. Then the next thing we want to talk about. Oh, there's also, did you guys know that envy can actually kill? Like, for example, if we see something that's good, a baby, something that's big, like a goat. Like my mom was telling me about a goat when she had growing up. It was rather big. It's good to say mashallah, good things from Allah. This neighbor passed by and said, what a big goat you have. She walked a few feet. What happened to the goat? The goat collapsed and died. So the next time you see something, say mashallah to protect that animal or a person from evil eye or hasad, envy. Okay, the next topic, the next issue we'll talk about is envy due to desire for not having things that you want. Let's begin with the surah, shall we? I'm not going to read the Arabic, I'll leave that to you, but I'm going to go ahead and read the translation. Surah An-Nisa, I'll be reading to you. Surah An-Nisa, verse 32. Do not envy that Allah has given some of you more than others. Men will be rewarded according to their deeds, and women will be rewarded according to theirs. Ask Allah for His grace. Surely Allah has perfect knowledge of everything. Said before, Surah An-Nisa, verse 32. And Surah An-Nisa, verse 52. 54. Surah An-Nisa, verse 54. Or do they envy other people because Allah has given them from His grace? If so, let them know what we give the book and wisdom to the descendants of Abraham, and bless them with a great kingdom. Bless them with a great kingdom. So take a look at those on your free time. Again, going back to envying others for desiring things that one doesn't have. Envy can be dangerous. Why? In many cases, but the cases that I have specified before, and also because it allows a person to go into a state of disbelief, and it makes them feel that God's not fair, and having them forget the mercy and the blessings from God. So keeping that in mind, there are other reasons. There are two situations where you can feel envy towards others. One, if God gives a person a Quran and he recites it day and night, you could be envious of that person. Another situation, you could be envious if God gave somebody wealth and they give from that wealth day and night. And Hadith tells us that. Hadith from the Prophet, may the peace and blessings be upon him. The Prophet, may the peace and blessings be upon him, has also said that we can also say this. We could say, I wish that God gives me what He gave them so I can do what they have done too. I think that's self-explanatory. In terms of wealth, you could say, I hope that God gives me wealth so I can give of that wealth to the poor, for example, day and night. Or the other situation about the Quran, which I just mentioned. So those are the only times that it's okay to be and feel envy of others. Only two cases. Another thing, in order to protect yourself from envy, the Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him, had told us to read the Mu'adatain, which is, he's told us to read the Quran, recite the Quran, as well as reread the Mu'adatain, which are Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas, as well as Ayat Al-Kursi and Al-Fatiha. Now I'm going to leave you just with one thing that the Prophet advised of us. May peace and blessings be upon him. Love for yourself, love for your brother what you love for yourself. Again, love for your brother what you love for yourself. Till next time.